Hey everybody, it's Armageddon Time here with an actual video of my face! Can you believe it? So it's finally 2012 and I got a new haircut, my summer due, I know, right, in January. But whatever, I don't know, it's a little off the top, but I think it's nice. I know I got a little stubble, but hey, manly, right? Anyway, I'm here to show you my video game collection, because I don't think I've ever really done a video like this before. And I got a lot to go through, so I'm going to start with handhelds and work my way up. And then I'll go back to consoles and work my way up there. So why don't we start with some of the classics. What do we got here? Let's see, I don't have too many of these, but let's see. I have the original Pokemon Red somewhere, but I can't seem to find it. But trust me, I got Pokemon Red. But I also have Link's Awakening DX, because it's great. I love Zelda, my favorite series. Super Mario Brothers Deluxe. See how it has the it's got like a little bump here, like all the Game Boy Color games did, so that they wouldn't fit in the original Game Boy, which my brother has, and I wish I could find it. I wish I had it from him so I could show you that it works. But anyway, it's goes down here. I have Shadowgate Classic, because why did I get this again? Oh, right, because I actually discovered like Shadowgate, Deja Vu, and all that stuff when this game came out for the Game Boy / Game Boy Color, and I really wanted it, and I beat it like a million times. And then, you know, I pretty much memorized it, how to beat it and all that, but it's been a long time since I played it, so I don't know if I could beat it in one go now. What else? Pokemon Pinball. Now, yeah, I like Pokemon for a little while, you know, heaven forbid, but I really like this pinball game, and oh god, yeah, like I have a little Pikachu sticker on there, which I forget what I got it from. Probably from Nintendo Power when I used to have a subscription. But yeah, Pokemon Pinball. Pretty cool. Pretty fun. And of course, what would a Game Boy collection be complete without Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages? Legend of Zelda. I love it so much. So yeah, there we go. And to play those, I have the only system that can actually play them, my NESP, as I used to call it, my Game Boy Advance SP with the NES style. You just stick it in there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Still works. It's a little... Sometimes it takes a little effort to get started though, but you know, that's neither here nor there. Okay, now the Game Boy Advance games. I got a bunch of these, and a lot of these are fun. Okay, so we have... I'm just picking them at random now. So we have Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link from the Classic series, which, smart idea on Nintendo's part, because I really wanted this game on the go, but I could never find a reason or a manner to actually do it. So now I do. Here's more Zelda, big surprise, Minish Cap. Wait, is that the Minish Cap? Yes, Minish Cap. Which I actually have on my 3DS now, which we'll get to eventually. But this is the original. I got the cartridge, so, you know. OG. And what do we got here? More Zelda! Big surprise! It's Link to the Past 4 Swords. And I played through Link to the Past, actually, for my channel. And I don't know why it was so long, why it took me so long, because I can get through that game no problem. But this one, very fun. Go play it. And ooh, yeah, I saw reviews of this and it looked great. Drill Dozer. As you can see, it has that extra little bit there because it actually vibrates when you drill. And it's pretty fun, pretty cool. It feels kind of... okay, well, it's trying to immerse you into the game itself, but... wow, it's actually very cool. It's like an arcadey drilling style game? And the original Legend of Zelda. And I know I've been showing you a lot of Zelda, but hey, it's my favorite series, so what are you going to do? I remember I think I got this for my birthday, and I asked for some Zelda game for my birthday. It might have been Link to the Past for Game Boy Advance, but I got this. But hey, I was happy with this, because I'd never actually beaten this before. I know, right? It's my favorite series, but I never beat the original. And, oh, we got a double dose of Metroid. Zero Mission, and the fourth one. Fusion. Right, Fusion, ha! Yeah. Metroid games having 6. Both very fun. Zero Mission is a great remake of the original, and Fusion it's a little linear, but it's still Metroid. Samus still kicking ass and kicking SAX's weird morphed butt. Yes, ass and butt. So that's it for Game Boy Advance, and oh no, actually, well, here's my actual DS Lite, but it's not mine. I'm actually borrowing it from somebody so I can actually play my Game Boy Advance games. Otherwise, other than my SP, which the screen isn't as good, so I can't see it anymore, unfortunately. But I can play my original. Game Boy games on it just fine. But for some reason, the Advance game's a little difficult to see, so I'm borrowing this for the Advance games. And what I was actually playing was WarioWare, the original WarioWare, which is great. Trying to beat my high scores. And actually, the one that I borrowed this from kept playing this and got higher scores than me, so now I'm trying to beat her high scores. And she was really good at it. So that's it for Advance. Now, where? Oh, here we go. DS games. Somehow I found, with the help of my brother, my original Metroid Prime Hunter's First Hunt thing that I got from the big fat DS. Let's see, let's look in here. And yep. Still got it. Original packaging. Not sure if maybe it's worth money. I don't know. Hopefully. Someday. What else I got? Oh yeah. Dragon Quest V, the Hand of the Heavenly Bride or something like that. I can't read small print, but super fun. Been a little while since I've actually played it because I've been playing some 3DS crap, but this is a very good game. I'm still a little new to the Dragon Quest series as opposed to I played the first Dragon Warrior when I was a kid and I kept getting killed by slimes because I was like, reading? What's the point of that in a video game? Other than, World 1-1. But yes, very fun. Go play. You go play now, yes? Oh yeah. The Mega Man Zero collection. Because I'd never actually owned any of the Zero games on my Game Boy Advance. So I figured, why not own all of them? So this is a very good idea on Capcom's part, and very good idea for me to buy it, because I never even played any of them. And they are very hard. Very hard. Because, you can get S ranks and A ranks, and I don't like when games do that, because I always want the S ranks. So, very frustrating, but also very fun. And more DS fun, Plants vs. Zombies. It's not up to the caliber of, say, the PC and Mac versions, because, you kind of dumb it down for the DS, and not even as good as the iOS version, but still, seeing as how this is the only version I actually own, I would say just as fun. Like, graphics don't necessarily make the game, but gameplay-wise, PopCap, you did it again. And Elite Beat Agents. Oh yeah! 3D! A very fun, what would you call this? Like a rhythm game? Yeah, it's be a rhythm game where you where you tap certain areas on the screen according to the beat, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I don't know. You're on YouTube, so go watch it. But very fun. Very glad I got it. I got it when it came out, and actually somebody returned it like the next day, and I found a used copy at EB Games. That's why the tag is yellow there. So that was very, very good. I'm very glad they did so. And last and most certainly not least, we have some Zelda games. We have Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, both of which I think are very good games. I don't care what the critics say, but I like them both. And you should get both of them if you like your DS. And your DS will like you back, because it has very, very intuitive controls. They feel very natural and very good for the DS. And they react very well too. The stories are a little meh, but they're Zelda games, so, you know, still very good regardless. Irregardless of that, we move on to the 3DS, which I have right here. Old Blackie. Fan-freaking-tastic. Screen's a little dirty, but I got some safe cleaner crap for that. But yeah, nice and black. And I got only 2 games for it, actually. I used to have the Super Street Fighter 4 3D Fancy Edition, but I just honestly wasn't really playing it. It was like I needed an excuse to go buy the game, to go buy a 3DS game, and the launch titles weren't all that great, and that one seemed to be the best one, so I actually turned it in. So instead I got of course, Ocarina of Time 3D. Duh! I was gonna get this one. Maybe I should have finished with this one, because the next one I have, not really a Zelda game, but very fantastic, nice remake, very polished, and I can't use the 3D because, you know, this eye doesn't work so well anymore. But still, great game. Can't wait to actually beat it. I haven't beaten it yet. I've beaten the original a million times. And of course, the last one, Super Mario 3D Land. It's a goal! I got it, sort of, for Christmas. My brother actually got it for me, you know, thank you, brother. And I didn't get it on Christmas, I got it before Christmas, because I don't know, he wanted to give it to me early, and very fun. He actually had it first, and he went all the way through it and then beat it. And he's like, here, you know, you can have it. So I'm like, yeah, of course. And he only got to Special World 2, and I'm on Special World 6, I'd say. And man, some of those coins are... I just want to pull my hair out. And look, I pulled it out so much that I gave myself a nice cut. So, yeah, both very good, and I'm looking forward to embiggening my collection. That's not the correct use of the word, but you know what I mean. Making it bigger. Expanding my collection. And I also have a bunch of games on my 3DS. I got Pushmo and VVV. Both very fantastic, and the rest of the games that I got were from the Ambassador thing, so like, you know, just a bunch of NES and Game Boy Advance games, but nah, I don't have the hard copies. I don't feel like turning it on. So enough of that. I think that does it for... No, that does not do it for my handhelds. How dare I leave this one out. If I can find it, I have and own a PSP. I know, blasphemy, right? With all this Nintendo stuff I have. But there were just a whole bunch of good games coming out for this system that I just couldn't avoid it. So let's see what we got for this. For this, if I can find them, actually got some cases for my games because the boxes were taking up way too much space. First off, we have Maverick Hunter X, which is the remake of Mega Man X for the Super Nintendo. But yeah, it's better graphics and some interesting, you know, cartoon bits. There's like a full quote-unquote episode of sort of like a Mega Man X show showing like everything leading up to where you start in the game on the highway, with that kick-ass music. But a great game, great voice acting, and a very polished out storyline. And you can even play as Vile as like an unlockable thing, and playing as Vile is pretty cool because you have to select between, I think, like 3 different weapons per level, and you don't really gain anything. It's just you have to kind of gear which weapons would work best on which level. And what do we got here? Oh, I think this came with something. Rock Band Unplugged. I don't know, the thing spins around. Rock Band Unplugged. And that's very fun. It's pretty easy, if you ask me, because it only uses 4, like, even on Expert, it just uses 1, 2, 3, 4, like, the left trigger, L, the right trigger, no, left button, L, R, and circle, right. And those are the ones that use for the 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. So it's actually pretty easy, but fun nonetheless. And, you know, there's the actual tracks. They aren't, you know, some cheap knockoff recording group or whatever. And next up, I have Dissidia Final Fantasy. And it's a fighting game, kind of a weird fighting game, in that, I don't know, it's like all the different Final Fantasy universes up to 12, Final Fantasy 12, are battling it out because, you know, the forces of evil are gonna rule the world and blah blah blah. And I usually like playing as Terra because, I don't know, I'm a sucker for Final Fantasy 6. So, you know, I've gotten pretty far with her. I don't think I've actually beaten the game yet, come to think of it. But, meh, no matter. And what do we got here? We have, Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles. Or should I say, Symphony of the Night on the go. At least that's how I look at it. I haven't really played a lot of Dracula X. I've been too busy playing Symphony of the Night, which is an unlockable on this. And I got up to the point where I could just unlock the game, and I've been playing pretty much Symphony of the Night, and that's it. But very fun game. It even comes with the original Dracula X, as opposed to the remade Dracula X, but both kind of fun. I mean, the original Dracula X a little, The new one, I actually like the new version better, but it's just because, you know, they make it look cooler. But, side point. Anyway, Darkstalkers. I wanted a fighting game, and Darkstalkers seemed to be the way to go because this includes like all the Darkstalker versions of the game up until now. So it's like Darkstalkers Ultimate or Darkstalkers whatever, and you know, it's like the best of movie monsters come to life, fighting each other, you know, Capcom style. So, you know, it looks pretty cool. Whoop. And lastly, I have God of War. Chains of Olympus. That's it, Chains of Olympus, which is, I think, the prequel to the first God of War. And that's also very fun. Not much more I can say about it. It's God of War on the go. So yeah, that, my friends, does it for the handheld portion. And oh look, I got this nice little thing I can put my, I can slip my PSP into. See? Nice and safe. In a bag. A Dollarama bag. But everything else is nicely protected, so no worries. Okay. Now on to consoles. And we're going to start with the originator, the NES. That's right, I have a working NES. It's not my original NES. That was sold. My parents sold it and all my games away for, I forget how much, but it was a nice sum of money at the time. And they got it for, I upgraded to my Super Nintendo at the time, but I got my NES back years later, and I've been slowly growing a collection of games. So first up we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. And it's also very fun. You know, it's classic arcade beat-em-up style like Konami does well, and it's good. Next, the only reason I got this game is because I owned it as a kid, and it was one of the stupidest mistakes I'd ever made. Fester's Quest. And look at that spider on his head. Look at that derpy face he's making. It's like he's really taking a long, nice fart. Isn't it? He doesn't even realize the spider's on his head and it's going to kill him because it's going to bite him. And anyway, instead of getting The Legend of Zelda, I opted for this. I didn't really even know what Zelda was back then. It was the first game, came out, and I was like, I don't understand. I have to walk everywhere. But it turns out you gotta walk everywhere in this game, and it's frustrating as hell. I beat it. I didn't beat it as a kid. I had to wait years later for me to beat it. Anyway, ooh, this is a nice one. This is, and it even has a slipcase. Mega Man 2. Yeah, I never owned this as a kid, but I own it now, and I think I got this through eBay back when I did a bunch of eBay stuff because I couldn't find it anywhere. I got this years ago, I think back when I lived with my parents actually, before I moved to Ottawa. And yeah, I got it through eBay when I was doing a whole bunch of eBay stuff, and it's great. It's my favorite of the classic series, at least from 1 to 6. I'm still on the verge of whether it's Mega Man 2 or Mega Man 9 that I like the best. Mega Man 10 is great, but I still like Mega Man 9 a lot more than 10. And 2, kick-ass music. You cannot go wrong. And I know it's not the best made, but it's my own personal favorite, from the heart. This is heart right here. Where's my tea when you need him? Next up, my brother and I used to love playing this as kids. It's Monster Party. I played through this on my channel actually as I think this was the first Halloween special I did. Sorry, got the sniffles. But Monster Party, weird as hell because it never came out in Japan. It was developed there, I think, but it was brought here. I think Bandai brought it here or something. I don't know, but anyway, you should really try it out. It's like classic side-scrolling, and you fight. And the thing is, you fight mini bosses along the way, and you beat so many mini bosses, you get a key, and then you can just go to the end of the level. Don't have to fight any more mini bosses. But sometimes it gets a little hard, especially with that maze level, that white maze, and you fight the pants all on the ground. Pants on the ground, looking like a fool with the pants on the ground. And of course, who wouldn't have a copy of Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt? I don't really need to say a lot more other than I can actually, unfortunately with my TV is so new that I can't really play the Duck Hunt game. I need one of those old classic, fat back TVs. But I can still play Super Mario Bros., the original, and the original cart. Don't blow in there. It's not good for it. So that does it for that portion. But I'm not done, because I have one more mitt full, and then that's it. First, I'll show you the games that don't work. First, Vice Project Doom or something like that. I don't know where I found this, and I forget how I actually got it, but I remember not paying for it, and it doesn't work. This cart will not work. Like, you put it in, and it just, I've tried it so many times and it just doesn't do anything. And unfortunately, this game doesn't work. The Legend of Zelda, the first one. See, listen. I don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds like there's something rattling around in there. Probably not good for it, but when I pop it in, the music will play, the do-do-do-do-do-do, but everything's all garbled up. Like, all the graphics look like, someone puked murder on the screen. So, unfortunately, this one not playable. I guess technically it is playable, but you'd have a damn hard time trying to figure out where the hell you're going, as if you don't already. So those are the ones that don't work. And here's 3 more that do. First, these all have slipcases, but I'll just show you them as they are. We have Little Nemo the Dream Master. Not to be confused with the fish Finding Nemo. It seems a lot of people like to say Little Nemo or Finding Nemo. I'm holding this weird. There we go. But fun. I find it kind of hard in some parts just because you don't get that many hits, and sometimes I can't tell about hit detection and how far I have to jump and blah 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 blah. But I don't know, maybe I'll play through it someday for the channel, but not anytime soon, unfortunately. Fun though, and awesome music. I think Capcom made it. Didn't Capcom make it? Yeah, Capcom right there. So you know it's good. Because Capcom back in the day, infallible. And of course, what would a collection be complete without Super Mario Bros. 3? I don't have the second one. My brother actually used to own it when we were kids. It was one of the few NES games he actually got for his birthday. We used to think he owned Bubble Bobble for the longest time, but it turns out I found a picture of me holding up the cartridge for Bubble Bobble on my birthday going, yeah, I got it! But anyway, this is Mario 3, and I don't have to say anything. You know what Mario 3 is, and if you don't, well, go play it and find out for yourself. Take a drink of water here. Because last and most certainly not least, my favorite video game of all time, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Oh yeah. I cannot go wrong with this game. I'm not going to shake it around or anything because I don't actually want to damage it, because it's just so beautiful. It's my favorite game. No way, I wouldn't even put any bite marks in this bad boy. But I know it's far from a perfect game, but just because it's my favorite doesn't mean I think it's the best. It's just I personally have the most fun with it, and I can play it time and time and time again and never get tired of it. And I don't know why. It's just very, very fun. I like the whole RPG-ish aspect. I like, that you can talk to townspeople. It really brought me in the world of Zelda. It's the first Zelda game I ever played. So, that kind of gives you an idea of why I think the way I think about that. And oh wait, I forgot something. You might have heard this. I actually did a episode of the VMX show for Necro VMX, and I showed this on the thingamabob. Let's see if I can get it to work here. That's right. I got a working Game Gear. That's loud. But the screen does suck, in the sense that it's very hard to see. Like, I don't know, it's barely visible. Like, I know it's not coming through very well, but Sonic Chaos, the only game my brother or myself could find that I actually owned. I had the original Sonic the Hedgehog, which I wish I could find. First Sonic game I ever owned, Chuck Rock, Ren and Stimpy, Quest for the Shaven Yak. I know it's weird as hell, but I don't know. We really liked Ren and Stimpy back then. Anyway, and maybe I shouldn't pull out the card just in case it no longer works. But yeah, there's the cartridge, and as you can see, the back. I lost both backings for it. So 6 friggin' batteries. 6 batteries to run this stupid thing. To run that tiny little screen in color. That was like the big selling point, was it's in color, it's on the go, and you can play it in the dark. And we had to wait until the Game Boy Advance SP in order to do that for Nintendo products. Anyway, that does it for the old stuff. Let's move on to something a little newer. Put all this down here. Let's see, I can't show you any Super Nintendo stuff because my brother knows where all that is, and I used to have tons of Super Nintendo stuff. And the N64 was his system, and I actually still owned a lot of games for that, but, that's all his thing. So then after the 64, we got the GameCube, or I got the GameCube. And a lot of games came and went, but these are the ones that stuck around. And surprise, surprise, 3 of them are Zelda titles. So the first one is the Legend of Zelda Collection promotional disc, which apparently you weren't supposed to be able to just outright buy at first, but somehow my dad wheeled and dealed a way to find it. And, oh, right. I don't actually, I forget where the collection disc itself went. But right now, I have Wind Waker. Because I lost my Wind Waker case. I forget where I put my Wind Waker case, but yeah, this is the actual Wind Waker disc. So I do have Wind Waker, which is also a fantastic game. To be honest, I wouldn't really need the Zelda collection, since the only game that I don't have on here on something portable or otherwise is Majora's Mask, which I actually like more than Ocarina of Time. I'm such a sucker for time travel, it just boggles my mind. Now I know Ocarina of Time kind of time travel, but it's more like 2 alternate universes, I like to think. Whereas in Majora's Mask you get to experience the same 3 days, so you can like alter events and see what happens, and so much, I don't know, I just really like it a lot more. And next we have Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, which is awesome because I wasn't able to play 4 Swords because, I didn't know anybody else that had a Game Boy Advance, so I couldn't play 4 Swords with them, and now I can, because the 1-player game on this is amazing, and it's cool that you can control the different links and make them do different things. So yeah, very cool. And I play all these on my Wii, by the way, because, I got my Wii. Because, gave up my GameCube because no reason for it after I had the Wii. And lastly, one that is also now rendered obsolete is the special Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time promotional 2-game bonus disc, which I forgot why I got it ever before release. Yeah, it even has the Master Quest, but on Ocarina of Time 3D, it also has the Master Quest. So, this is pretty much useless, other than the fact that I got it now, so whee! And 2 more, I have the Sonic Mega Collection, which has a whole bunch of, classic Sonic the Hedgehog games, which is good, because I like playing those. It's got, what does it have that I wouldn't normally play? Oh, Sonic 3D Blast, because, I don't know, I remember renting it and being like, meh. Like, it's okay, but it didn't feel like the kind of Sonic the Hedgehog game I wanted it to be. But, well, whatever. Oh yeah, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine's on here, which is pretty much Kirby's Avalanche, which is pretty much Puyo Puyo. But very fun. I think the Mean Bean Machine is the first version of Puyo Puyo I ever played, because I never played it on the older systems. And lastly, Sonic Gems Collection. I mainly wanted it because of Sonic CD. I liked Sonic CD. I used to own it on PC, but the disc is probably somewhere in my parents' house, but I don't think it would work on any of today's systems. But it came with a plush Sonic doll, which I still have, I don't know, around here somewhere. But I've had it in some of my dancing videos. Excuse me. But yeah, that does it for GameCube stuff. I used to own a whole bunch of other GameCube games, but you sell them or you give them away, or because I'm a nice guy. And next up, actually, I'll save the Wii stuff for later, because we're going to go with PlayStation and PlayStation 2. Now, my friend, actually Cyber Eclipse, right now has my PlayStation 2 and most of my games. I do have one here, but I'll get to that after I'm done my PlayStation 1 games. So I have Final Fantasy 7 and 8 and 9. They're all greatest hits collection, because cheap on the cheap, and I was kind of in a Final Fantasy mood at the time, so I got them all. And not too long ago I beat Final Fantasy 7 for the first time ever. I don't know if you ever saw my my rant on NecroVMX's page where I might have drank a little too much and I went on and on and on about Final Fantasy VII. I was in the midst of that game. Don't know if I'll ever be a Final Fantasy VIII because it sucks. And Final Fantasy IX, I really like it, but for some reason I just never get around to playing it. So I don't have a good excuse. Next up we have Parasite Eve, which I was told was very good, so I got it for like $5, I think, and well worth it because it's a bit weirder style of an RPG because when you get into a battle, you're like in kind of like a bubble zone, and you can move around in real time and make decisions and stuff. It's certainly different, but it's pretty cool. I haven't beaten it yet because, as you can see, look at all the games I have. Like, I have all those games I have are on the go right now, so it's a little overwhelming sometimes. Next up, the original Metal Gear. Yeah, that's right. I like the Metal Gear Solid. Or no, Metal Gear Solid, not Metal Gear. That's on the NES. Metal Gear Solid on the PlayStation. I don't know why it's in this case. I think it's because it was part of a series or something. Like, it's supposed to have Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. But, I don't know. This is the only one I really wanted, because this is the one I remember playing the most at my friend Jason's house, and I had such a hard time with the part where he's like getting electrocuted and you had to quickly press the button to make sure he doesn't die, because I didn't want What's-Her-Face to die. But I eventually figured it out that I was pressing it too fast, and I had to slow it down so that it would register every single time I pressed it. And that does it for the PlayStation 1. I used to have a whole bunch of other ones, and the only PlayStation 2 game I have here is Odin Sphere, which is beautiful to watch, because just the art style is great and the gameplay is kind of cool. It's like you can pick up different fruits and orbs and stuff and make potions out of them, but also you're like this, you play like through the years, I think, as different people, and each of them has like different weapons, and it's like a side-scrolling beat 'em up kind of thing, and you're like this, you start off as this kick-ass Norse goddess or something like that. It's so cool. Actually, it was the art style that really drew me in, and then I watched a couple videos of people playing it online, and it absorbed me. And I think, if I remember right, the other PlayStation 2 games I have are Mega Man Collection, Mega Man X Collection, Final Fantasy 12, and Final Fantasy X-2. That's right, I don't have 10, but I do have X-2 and the art book. The art book to Final Fantasy X-2, which is pretty much, so much fan service in that game, it's ridiculous. Which I'm not necessarily into, but I think wearing some of the costumes, like going back to the job system, was kind of a neat idea, as opposed to the sphere grid. Oh, I hate the sphere grid and Blitzball. No! So anyway, after calming down, let's hit up the Wii. Boom. So let's go in order here. We got Wii Fit and Wii Fit Plus. Now I actually have the board for this, but for some reason I just can't seem to get around to playing these. I don't think I'll ever look like her. Jeez, I hope I don't. I'm a dude. But I do go to the gym more often now, so, you know, get rid of this fat face. And next up, No More Heroes. Great game where, in order to power up your sword, you make a masturbating motion. That's right. You have to hold the controller and literally go like, well, you know what I mean. But very fun, bloody, gory, kind of silly humor. Dude's like an obsessed anime fan. Like, look at that, look at the back art, with that chick on it. He wants to have sex with her. And you have to become the top assassin in order to basically get with her. Now next up, a fighting game. Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. A great game where you normally in the Marvel vs. Capcom you play as 3 people. Well, in this one you only play as 2. And I really like playing as, who do I like playing as? Zero and some guy on the Tatsunoko side I've never heard of. Like Super Birdman, or I don't know, something weird like that. One of those Tatsunoko animes, I don't know. Next up, Punch-Out! Punch-Out for the Wii, which is pretty much like Punch-Out for the NES. So, fantastic game, love it so much. You should go out and play it if you have yourself a Wii. Or Little Mac will come and get you. Next, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, my favorite in the Smash series, or Smash Brothers series, I should say. I don't know why people hate on this game or say that Melee is better, because this just improves on everything. It has more characters, more levels, tighter gameplay. The gameplay actually feels more fluid and better. You can still use a GameCube controller if you want, which I preferably like using, because I guess I'm fine with using my my Wii controller, like the controller that feels like a Super Nintendo controller. I could use that too if I wanted to, but I don't know, something about using the GameCube controller. Maybe because I played Melee so much, but this one much better. So take that, haters. Haters gonna hate. Donkey Kong Country Returns. Very good. I do like the Donkey Kong Country series. Number 2 is my favorite, Diddy's Conquest. But this one, oh my god, this game kicks your ass. And then kicks the guy's ass that's kicking your ass. Because, wow, it's damn hard. It's absorbed so many of my lives. Like, I've gone through hundreds and hundreds of lives on just a handful of levels trying to get all the collectibles and all the puzzle pieces and all the Kong letters, and it's so frustrating, but I want to keep playing it because it's Donkey Kong Country. It feels like Donkey Kong Country, except for the fact that you have to shake the remote in order to roll, and that can feel a little clunky sometimes. Because I don't want to be going like with the controller if I'm trying to do precise jumping. And next up we got Super Mario Galaxy! Woohoo! Which a lot of people said is like the true sequel to Super Mario 64, and in a lot of ways it is, because it kind of plays like Mario 64. You're collecting stars, and it kind of has the same gameplay style, but there's cool gravity stuff, and you're out in space, you're going from planet to planetoid, and it's really, really fun. And the graphics and the music, my god, the music is amazing. And the only thing possibly better than that is the sequel, Super Mario Galaxy 2, which I got for my birthday last year. I was going to say birthday last year. Lisdexic much? But yeah, even better music. And, the graphics pretty much the same, but you can play as Yoshi, so that's kind of cool. You're still collecting stars, still going, through different worlds and different levels. And just as good, just as great, actually. And of course, last, and most certainly not least, we have some Zelda games. We have Twilight Princess, and the newest one, Skyward Sword. Ooh, with flashiness. So yeah, these games, both amazing. I thought Twilight Princess was a nice switch up from, the cartoony style that I was used to on the DS. Very dark. Like, look at that cover. He's just so brooding. Look at Link just, and the wolf part was like, so cool. And I'm working my way through Skyward Sword. I haven't gotten very far yet, but it's amazing. I love the Wii Motion Plus because I can actually go all the way up to the screen and still move the Wiimote around, and it still recognizes it even without using the sensor bar, which is great. And all I have to do is press up on the thing, and the thing will center itself again. So if ever I'm just like, if I'm just waggling the Wiimote around and it gets lost, I can just press up and boop, back to the center. But very, very good. I like where the series is going with this. And of course, it is like another prequel, so they say that this one's the first, though. This is the first Link, the first Zelda, so they better be right. Don't go any further back. Go forwards. Because so far, in that new timeline that they actually created, Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link is the still the furthest along in the timeline, which I'm kind of happy about because it's my favorite. It's good to know that my buddy Link is still the newest and the freshest. And lastly, I'll show you my PlayStation 3 games. Now, the PlayStation games I've actually downloaded from the PSN are, I downloaded all the Back to the Future games from Telltale because I like the Telltale company. I think the games they're making are very good. I really like the point-and-click games, as evidenced by I played through Seventh Guest. And what else did I get? Oh, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, because there's a lot of people on that game that you can't play in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which I don't actually own. It's unfortunately not in this bunch. Yeah, this is all I have for now, but it's pretty good. I'll show you what they are eventually, but what else do I have? Braid, a very good time, I don't want to say time travel-y, but you can almost indefinitely control time, because you can play through a level for like a long time and then rewind all the way back to the very beginning, and a lot of the puzzles involve using that and collecting puzzle pieces and finding out more about this character and the story that he's going through. I haven't beaten it yet, but I've just made it to World 1. You start in World 2, which is kind of weird, and you get up to World 6, and then once you beat World 6, you go back to World 1, and I've just made it to World 1, but I haven't seen it yet, so I'm very interested in knowing what happens. And remember when the PlayStation Network went down? I actually, we got some free downloads because of the PlayStation Network going down, so I got Infamous, which is, the electricity game. You're a guy and you can, like, shoot electricity out of you and stuff like that. Haven't really played it a whole lot just because, I don't know, it looks fun and it looks good. It's just I'm playing other stuff right now, but it's good to know that I have it on my system. And the other game I got was Dead Nation, which is like a zombie killing game, but I don't really like it. I thought it was a bad idea to download. I should have looked into it. Sorry, I got something in my eye. It's making me cry. Anyway, to start off, I'm going to show you, I got a bunch of guitar-based games, such as Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock, the newest Guitar Hero that's come out. Very good. I only have the one guitar, which I don't know, you can probably see over there, if you can make it out with my sword and whatnot over there. But yeah, Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. And I got a couple Rock Band games. Got the Green Day Rock Band because I really like Green Day. But I don't like their new stuff. Like American Idiot, the song American Idiot, okay. But everything else on that album, and 21st Century Breakdown, and 21 Guns, but everything before that, ding! And I got the Beatles Rock Band. It was only $9. $9! Or $10, I should say. $10 for this game. And the quality behind this game far exceeds actually the Green Day Rock Band. Like this almost seems like a tribute to the Beatles, as opposed to Green Day Rock Band, where it just seems like, well, Green Day, they're pretty popular right now, let's make a game about them. But I was happy that Green Day made a Rock Band game because it has the entire Dookie album on it, which I like Dookie. Haha, I like Dookie. Dookie. Next up, DJ Hero. Yes, I actually have a DJ table. It's over there, but I don't feel like getting it because I'm starting to get tired of doing this, but we're almost done, don't worry. And this is this is almost going to be like an hour video. No one's going to want to watch this. Or at least if you do watch it, come back and watch it in sections, except we're near the end, so you wouldn't hear this until near the end anyway. So yeah, DJ Hero. Here we go. Not a fan of like DJ remixes, like DJ Funky or Dead Mouse 5, or Daft Punk. That's what they're called. But I like playing this game. Playing it is very fun. I almost feel kind of like a DJ. Like I'm actually, scratching and mixing, like turning knobs and scratching, you know, cool stuff, hip stuff. Because I'm cool. I'm cool. Here we got the God of War collection in HD with God of War 1 and 2. And I've beaten God of War 1, haven't started God of War 2 yet. So, but I'd already beaten both of them on the PlayStation 2. I think my brother had them or something, but these ones, very good. So if you like God of War, if you like beating people up and killing things, because who doesn't, then get it. Next, Heavy Rain. Now this got a lot of flack for people saying that it was just like one really big, long, convoluted, what do they call those? Action time events? Quick time events. QTEs. Cuties. But I like the concept. I like that people can die and the game goes on. Or maybe you screw something up, the game goes on. Maybe you get arrested, the game goes on. Maybe you missed a clue, the game goes on. But maybe you do everything right, the game will go on. And there's many different endings. And I've only unlocked one. And luckily enough, it was the possible best ending I could unlock. So, unfortunately, you know, that means I've kind of spoiled, you know, there's a killer. People are trying to figure out who the killer is. People are trying to figure out who the killer is in this town, and you know it's always raining, heavy rain, and I know who the killer is now, but that doesn't mean that I can change things. And actually, this is the game I have in my PlayStation 3 right now because I want to play through it again. And this time, I'm not going to try and be Mr. Nice Guy and do all the proper things and be the best person I can be. I'm going to see if I can switch things up a little bit and see different aspects of the game I might have missed the first time around. But I am happy to know I got the best ending. And we got 2 games left. Just 2 more. This one's Batman Arkham Asylum, which I got for $20. I got it, I think, about 6 months ago for $20. Not bad. Found it on Kijiji, right here in Ottawa. It was actually this lady. She was very nice about it. Like, I just handed her $20, and she handed me the game, and it was very nice. So Kijiji, you know, it's kind of like a Craigslist thing, but you know, just pretty much buy and sell. And that's all it is. So yeah, Batman Arkham Asylum, very great game. Batman, you have finally made another good game. And lastly, Sonic Generations. Now, people can go either way with this game, whether it's good, whether it's bad. I think it's good because I like the classic style. I like that it's very platformy. It isn't just speed, 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 because that's reserved for the modern Sonic. And I like how they kind of remix, even in the classic levels, they remixed it so it still sounds like the original, but they kind of tweaked it a little bit. And in the modern levels, you know, I don't want to go on too much about it because, you know, we're approaching an hour here, but it's good. I think Sonic, this game, you know, has brought Sonic back. Like, I even got to play through a Sonic 06 game level, I think like Crisis City or something like that, and I had fun. I had fun in classic and in modern. So it's a very good game, and I don't care what the haters say. I really like Sonic the Hedgehog. I really like Sonic Generations. I didn't like Sonic Heroes though, because I didn't like the whole I'm controlling 3 people, like and they each do different things. I don't know, it was too much for me. But yeah, very good. Oh, very, very good. So that does it for my video game collection. And if I'd shown you a collection of all the games I've owned over the years, then this thing would have just begun, because man, I've owned a lot. But I don't know, maybe I'll do another one of these should I ever come into some new games or something, but hopefully that was good for you guys. So I'm starting to lose my voice, and hopefully you like the new do. Nice and short. Thank you, Jess. And I will see you guys. I've actually got some videos coming up for you, so I will see you guys when I see you.